You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ13. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ13 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Lowe's knows July 4th savings are worth celebrating. Right now, get up to 40% off select major appliances and get an additional 10% off 2 or more select major appliances. Plus, get 3 Scott's Naturescapes 1.5 cubic foot mulch bags for just $10. These deals are coming in hot. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/9. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Have you ever been on a journey, one that didn't just take you somewhere new, but fundamentally transformed who you are?
Mm-hmm.
Like a trip where the destination, is magnificent, but it was almost secondary to the person you became along the way.
Absolutely. Some experiences they go deeper, don't they?
Exactly. They don't just add passport stamps. They kind of etch new pathways into your very being. So today on The Deep Dive, we're embarking on this really extraordinary journey through a remarkable book. It's called Rise Above Smack, Jade Dragon Snow Mountain Travel Journal.
Quite a title.
It is. We'll probably just call it Rise Above for simplicity. It's written by Dr. Shu Chen Hou, and it's this deeply personal travel log. But honestly, it's far more than just a recount of a climb.
Right.
Our mission today is really to uncover the profound insights packed within its pages. We want to explore how facing a physical mountain can become this powerful, universal metaphor for all of life's challenges, and its triumphs too.
And what's really compelling about Rise Above, I think, is its unique bilingual perspective. It's presented in both English and traditional Chinese.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so its message can resonate really widely. It explores that universal experience of confronting our mountains, whether they're the visible peaks towering right in front of us or maybe those invisible internal obstacles hidden deep within. So this isn't your typical adventure tale. It's really a narrative steeped in courage, hope, and this kind of unbreakable will. It feels like an invitation, really. An invitation for you, the listener, to consider and maybe ultimately face your own personal peaks, whatever form they might take.
Okay, let's unpack this incredible journey then.
Yeah.
So the authors, they're a couple living here in the UK.
Right.
And they've got a history of pretty extensive hiking, the Scottish Highlands, coastal paths, that sort of thing. But there was this one particular peak that had always quietly stayed on their ultimate life list. Jade Dragon Snow Mountain in China.
Mm-hmm. The big one for them.
Yeah. And what makes their story so relatable, I think, is the twist. They're not exactly young backpackers anymore.
No.
They faced genuine concerns, specifically about blood pressure. So much so, they actually went and consulted their doctor before the trip.
Which is sensible.
Very. And the advice they got, pretty straightforward, actually. Just for a few hours on the mountain, you'll probably be fine. No need for altitude meds like Diamox.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so this seemingly simple medical clearance kind of set the stage for something much, much bigger.
And this leads us straight into a core philosophy that's articulated so beautifully in the book. It's this idea of, if not now, it will only get harder later.
Oh, powerful.
It really is. The authors describe this powerful realization like a moment of real clarity, thinking, you know what, this is still the fittest we'll be in the next 10 years.
That hits home, doesn't it?
It does. And it wasn't about scaling Everest or some crazy extreme expedition. It was about consciously choosing to add something different to their lives.
Yeah.
They were driven by this desire to avoid that future regret, thinking, I should have gone when I had the chance.
We've all been there, I think.
Exactly. It's such a human sentiment, that recognition that the perfect time is often just an illusion. Instead, there are opportunities you either grab or you let them pass by.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, doesn't it, about your own bucket list items, maybe those dreams you're postponing. Are you waiting for some elusive, perfect time? Or maybe letting perceived limitations hold you back? What's sitting quietly on your list, just nudging you to act?
That's a great question. That introspection is key. So, okay, with that renewed resolve, they moved into the practical side of things, preparing for this unknown.
Right.
They booked a one-day tour package on Trip.com. Apparently, that was quite strategic because the cable car tickets for Jade Dragon Snow Mountain are notoriously hard to get.
Oh, really? Competitive?
Yeah. So this way, it streamlined the logistics, let a local company handle all those fiddly details. But then, the immediate reality check, it came swiftly. Yeah, the departure day dawned not with sunshine, but with this cold, damp drizzle under a gray, overcast sky.
Not ideal.
Not ideal at all. And their driver, like right on cue, immediately advised them, you need to buy oxygen bottles and altitude sickness medicine. They stopped at a tourist market on the way up. It was a stark reminder of the challenges that were actually ahead.
And there's this fascinating, almost poignant detail in the book that illustrates the uncertainty, even when you think you've prepared.
What was that?
Well, the authors bought 2 oxygen bottles each, which sounds right, and they bought a single set of this altitude sickness oral solution. It came with 2 little vials.
Okay.
So logically, they split it, 1 vial each.
Makes sense.
Only to realize later the entire set, both vials, was actually meant for one person. Yeah. It's just this small misstep, but it perfectly captures that learning curve that often comes with new challenges, right? It highlights how even careful preparation can still leave gaps for the unexpected.
Definitely.
And then, upon ascending in the cable car, the physical impact was immediate, undeniable. A tightening around the temples, sudden dizziness.
Wow, straight away.
Pretty much. So they made a really wise decision, actually. They opted to take a crucial hour of rest right there at the top station, just letting their bodies adapt to the thin air before trying to climb any further.
That hour must have been absolutely critical. So after that short but clearly vital break, they decided, okay, let's begin the actual hike. Despite the cold temperature, they didn't feel particularly chilly. Maybe, as the book suggests, they were just used to the damp UK weather.
Could be.
But almost immediately, the real challenge made itself known. Breathlessness.
The altitude.
Exactly. The author describes it so vividly. She recalls, I usually get breathless just walking uphill, let alone at over 3,000 meters above sea level where the air is so thin.
Yeah, that thin air really gets you.
And her husband, too, started feeling dizzy pretty quickly, needing his oxygen. And as they were moving slowly, they looked around and saw this striking spectrum of other hikers. She describes, some people around us were hiking up effortlessly, while others, like us, were moving slowly, breathing heavily.
And the book makes this really crucial distinction about the kind of exhaustion they felt. It wasn't, the muscular burn you get from a hard run.
Right. Different.
Completely. The author clarifies it was the kind that forces you to gasp for oxygen until your heart finally stops pounding.
Oof. Intense.
It really underscores that even if you're physically fit, even if you've taken precautions, the specific demands of a new, unfamiliar challenge like extreme altitude can impact you in ways you just couldn't anticipate.
Sure.
It's a powerful reminder, I think, that every journey, whether it's a tough physical climb or a complex career change or a personal project, it'll present its own unique struggles. And importantly, everyone's individual path and how they experience navigating it is truly unique. There's no single right way to feel or cope, which is a really valuable insight for any challenge you might be facing.
And then came what sounds like the absolute pivotal moment, maybe the real turning point of the whole trip. The author describes reaching her breaking point. Just done.
The wall.
Totally. Her heart was pounding relentlessly. Breathing felt incredibly difficult. She felt truly at my limit. And in that moment of just raw frustration, her body screaming for relief, she turns to her husband and blurts out, what are we pushing ourselves so hard for?
Yeah, the big question.
And then even more existentially, if we gave up now, would it really matter? I mean, at least we'd still be alive, right?
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
a question I think many of us have probably asked ourselves when facing something really, really tough, when the effort just seems to outweigh any possible reward.
And what's deeply insightful here is the meaning behind that frustration. She wasn't just physically exhausted, she was questioning the fundamental, value of the whole thing.
Right. Why bother?
Exactly. Her mind was racing, wondering if that energy wouldn't be better spent on, more tangible goals like building a career, making money, chasing dreams, or even something more altruistic, like she says, to help more people.
Mm-hmm.
But then her husband's response, so simple, yet incredibly impactful, almost like a lifeline. He just says, we don't have to keep climbing, really. But ask yourself years from now, will you regret this moment?
Oh, wow.
Lowe's knows July 4th savings are worth celebrating. Right now, get up to 40% off select major appliances and get an additional 10% off 2 or more select major appliances. Plus, get 3 Scott's Naturescapes 1.5 cubic foot mulch bags for just $10. These deals are coming in hot. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/9. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
That's powerful.
Isn't it? And the author notes how this straightforward question, especially coming from someone 5 years younger, often becomes this vital anchor for her in moments of doubt.
How do you see that?
She mentions how it echoed when she was finishing her PhD, when starting her business felt overwhelming, facing other big life difficulties. Like for you listening, this is often the aha moment, isn't it? Sometimes the biggest struggle isn't the external thing itself.
It's internal.
It's the internal battle, the doubt, the desire to quit. And just recognizing that conflict and maybe having a supportive partner or even just an internal question like that to re-anchor your purpose, that can be the turning point. That's what transforms difficulty into actual growth.
Absolutely. So with that renewed perspective, however fragile it might have been, they pressed on. And Chapter 5 captures this shift beautifully. The insight is, even when gasping, don't forget to look up and enjoy the view.
Love that.
Yeah. So despite the intense physical discomfort, they consciously, deliberately sought out and found these moments of just breathtaking beauty. They describe the mist-covered peaks looking surreal and otherworldly. They made sure to take photos, record those moments. It's such a powerful lesson in finding beauty, even when you're absolutely pushing your limits.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it really highlights a profound quote from the book. If you want to see a different view, you have to climb higher than most.
Good one.
This climb became this stark, visceral reminder for them. As long as we still have strength, don't stay where it's safe. Because as the author puts it, no truly remarkable view comes without effort.
Oh, true.
They were breathless, absolutely, their bodies aching. But, she writes, our eyes were full of light. The unique perspective they gained wasn't just about the physical scenery, it was an internal shift, right? A deeper appreciation for the beauty that so often accompanies struggle. For you, listening, this is such a vivid illustration that even in discomfort, even in the middle of a really profound struggle, there's a unique perspective, there's beauty, there's a deeper understanding to be gained that you just wouldn't find staying on the comfortable, easy path. It's about the reward that only comes from actually earning it.
And then finally, the moment of triumph. They reached the 4,680-meter summit. They made it. The author describes how, in that victorious moment, all the exhaustion and struggle seemed to melt away, just replaced by this powerful surge of accomplishment. They even patiently stood in line, waiting their turn to get that iconic photo by the milestone marker, a tangible symbol of their perseverance.
Which brings up an important question. What was the true meaning of reaching that summit? And the author's revelation is really profound, I think. It moves way beyond just the physical achievement.
So?
She writes, we didn't climb this mountain just to prove how strong we were, but to remind ourselves that even the hardest paths can be walked one step at a time.
Oh, okay. The process.
Exactly. It wasn't ultimately about the altitude number or the photo op. It was about who you become along the way. It was about that internal transformation unfolding with each difficult step. And this message resonates so deeply, I think, for you listeners. Whether you're young, full of energy, the book encourages you to go, try, challenge, see unforgettable views, or if you're older, the book explicitly says, don't assume adventure is no longer yours. It tells us that every step can still lead to a new personal summit, regardless of your age or your physical prime.
That's really inspiring.
It is. The summit isn't just a physical peak. It becomes this marker of profound personal transformation, a testament to our potential for continuous growth and new achievements throughout our entire lives.
And just when you think the story is kind of wrapping up with that triumphant peak moment, there's this unexpected twist, a subtle but really crucial insight that comes during the descent.
Oh, going down.
Yeah. Most people, myself included, you just assume going downhill is always the easier part, right?
Pretty much. Gravity helps.
Well, for the author, it actually was easier. Her breathing calmed down, her steps felt lighter. But then her husband, quite surprisingly, said, honestly, I think going down is harder than going up.
Really? Why?
He found his legs felt weak, his knees were aching. It was a completely different kind of struggle for him. It's a small detail, maybe, but it highlights such a crucial point. Even going downhill doesn't guarantee ease.
That's fascinating, and what's really insightful is the author's interpretation of that difference.
What did she think?
She reflects, maybe it's just like life. Some people are built to sprint while others take steady, measured steps. It shows us that both the ascent and the descent, whether it's on a mountain or just in life, they have their own hidden struggles. They require different kinds of strength, different strategies.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And the journey, she concludes, wasn't just about how fast they moved or who found which part easier, but about the importance of walking it together, supporting each other through those varied challenges. And apparently, after making it safely down, they shared this lighthearted joke, we actually survived that. A humorous nod to the intense physical and mental battle they'd just overcome.
I bet. A relief.
Totally. And the author made this heartfelt, almost visceral promise to herself, saying that if she made it down alive, she'd do my best to get rich and help the world. You can see this clear shift in her priorities, this expanded sense of purpose emerging from the struggle. And the book wraps up with this powerful letter to us before the next journey. It emphasizes remembering the breathlessness, remembering the desire to quit but pushing through, remembering the shining eyes even in the fog. The enduring lesson, deeply etched, is that every path that leaves you breathless is shaping a stronger you, and that life will always have another view waiting.
What an incredible journey, and such profound insights. Our deep dive into Rise Above has really shown us, hasn't it, that true growth so often happens right at the edge of our comfort zone.
Definitely.
It profoundly underscores the importance of facing our personal mountains, whether they're literal climbs or those vast metaphorical obstacles we all encounter in life. And it just powerfully demonstrates the value, often underestimated, I think, of sheer perseverance and also partnership in navigating life's unpredictable terrain.
And if this captivating journey has resonated with you listening, well, every step, every struggle, every single insight is meticulously documented in the book itself. Say You'll Rise, Rise Above, Jade Dragon Snow Mountain Travel Journal by Dr. Shu Chen Hou.
Right.
And as we mentioned, it's that unique bilingual edition, English and traditional Chinese, which makes it accessible to a really wide audience looking for inspiration. You can find this fantastic book readily available on Amazon. Check it out. It comes in multiple language versions too, so you can dive even deeper into this incredible story.
And to learn more about Dr. Hou's work, her own inspiring journey, and her broader mission, we really encourage you to visit the publisher's website. That's Kokoshungsan.net.
Yeah, Kokoshungsan Ltd. It's a UK-based educational publisher, actually founded by Dr. Hou herself.
Oh, okay.
And they are deeply committed to producing inspiring and empowering content for readers all around the world. They're driven by this core belief that, knowledge can genuinely change destinies and that education really does have the power to change the world.
That's a great mission.
It is. So by exploring their resources, they offer ebooks, audiobooks, online courses, podcasts, even specialized English learning resources for kids. You're not just making a personal investment in your own learning, you're actually supporting a movement for positive global change, aiming to bring education, environmental protection, and a more equitable society to people who might otherwise lack access.
It's wonderful to know. So as you reflect on this deep dive today, maybe consider this final provocative thought. The majestic mountain, Jade Dragon Snow Mountain, it stayed the same, unchanging. But the authors, having faced its challenges head-on, they came down fundamentally changed people. So the question for you is, what is the next mountain in your life that by simply taking that courageous first step promises to reveal not just a new view from the summit, but a stronger, more resilient you?
When the storm clouds gather and the winds grow strong, remember who you are, you've been brave all along. In the darkest moments moments when hope feels thin. Look inside your heart, let the light within begin. Rise above it all, let your spirit soar. Break through the chains, open every door. Stand tall, don't be afraid to fall. You have the power to rise above it all. When the world feels heavy and the nights are long, hold on to your dreams, find where you belong. Every step you take brings you closer to the light. Keep moving forward with all your might. Rise above it all, let your spirit soar. Break through the chains, open every door. Stand tall, don't be afraid to fall. You have the power to rise above it all. When the world feels heavy and the nights are long, hold on to your dreams, find where you belong. Every step you take brings you closer to the light. Keep moving forward with all your might. When your face is down, hold your head up high. You are stronger than you know, reach for the sky. With every heartbeat, with every stride, know that victory lies inside. Rise above it all, let your spirit soar. Break through the chains, open every door. Stand tall, don't be afraid to fall. You have the power to rise above it all. So keep the faith, let your heart be strong. The journey is your own, where you belong. With love and courage, you'll find your way. Tomorrow's a new dawn. Embrace today. Embrace today. So keep the faith, let your heart be strong. The journey is your own, where you belong. With love and courage, you'll find your way. Tomorrow's a new dawn. Embrace today. When the world feels heavy and the nights are long, hold on to your dreams, find where you belong. Every step you take brings you closer to the light. Keep moving forward with all your might. When the face is down, hold your head up high. You are stronger than you know, reach for the sky. With every heartbeat, with every stride, know that victory lies inside. So keep the faith, let your heart be strong. The journey is your own, where you belong. With love and courage, you'll find your way. Tomorrow's a new dawn. Embrace today. So keep the faith, let your heart be strong. The journey is your own, where you belong. With love and courage, you'll find your way. Tomorrow's a new dawn. Embrace today.
Lowe's knows July 4th savings are worth celebrating. Right now, get up to 40% off select major appliances and get an additional 10% off 2 or more select major appliances. Plus, get 3 Scott's Naturescapes 1.5 cubic foot mulch bags for just $10. These deals are coming in hot. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/9. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.